guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 7:59 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Monday the 4th of July.
Alexa,
Happy 4th.
Alexa, what's the date today?
It's Monday the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July.
Right, Alexa, what's the weather like?
Right now in Rochester, it's 14 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today's forecast has partly sunny weather, with a high of 24 degrees and a low of 11 degrees.
And Alexa, can you tell me a joke?
Do you remember that joke I told you about my spine? It was about a week back.
That was a week back. Oh, that's good. That's a clever one. Right, Alexa, how old is Elton John?
Elton John is 75 years old.
So Elton John is 75 years old. When Mum and I were looking at a documentary, Elton John was 57, and my mum said, "Well, you're 53. Elton John can't be 57." So no, he's 75. Elton John is 75. Wow. So he, in fact, is older, a bit older than Charles and Camilla. So not really Princess Diana's age range. So we were just trying to find out how old Elton John was, and my mum didn't want to ask Alexa, so I've done it this morning. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. Please press the like button if you like my videos. It gets very depressing at times living in this place, and just one like helps. Right, so yesterday was particularly noisy upstairs. 4 kids up there with their dads, who probably is struggling to control them, and the one kid is exceptionally noisy. And when children are cooped up in a flat with no garden, what do? They run up and down the ceiling. They start getting agitated, fed up, bored. They start hitting each other and pulling the place apart, and that's what they were doing yesterday morning on a Sunday. So I'd had enough, right? He eventually went out with his kids, but I had completely had enough. My nerves were shattered, and when my mum happened to ring about 11:45, I said, "Yes, Mum, I'll go up to yours," because if I'd have stayed in here and he'd have come back and I hadn't gone out, I'd got no food, I'd done nothing, it would have got worse for me, not for them, me. So I went out to get a break from it, and that's what helps, to get a break from it. And I started to feel a lot better. So a taxi, while he was out, I waited by Belvedere Close and looked out for my taxi. And the taxi picked me outside these apartments where I live, and he was a driver that had taken my mum to a flu jab at Lord's Wood. He said, "Are you going up to your mum's?" I said, "Yes." And that was the only sentence that driver spoke. Then when he got to Durrell Gardens, my mum was sat down in her living room, and she gave me £20 to give to the taxi driver. I paid the driver. He came to £10, and then Mum said that I could keep the £10 note. So these taxis aren't my money. I anything yesterday. I got fed up. I was on my own. I didn't go out anywhere Saturday. I don't have a job because I'm disabled, and I don't like saying the word ugly, but I am too different to go on the television. My teeth aren't straight. I'm not tall enough. I'm 5'5". I'm a female and I've got crooked teeth. And every dentist that I've gone to has not helped me fix them or offered a support plan to help me get my teeth straight and replace the missing ones with implants. So I have never been on the television. Neither have I been in a magazine or on a photo shoot because I am not attractive enough. My teeth are crooked. My nose is broken, and models are quite tall. Even female ones are tall. I'm 5'5". So at the weekend, I was in my flat, alone, getting very depressed, fed up, and angry with all this noise going on, which is now happening every weekend again. Started again. And it's alright his girlfriend laughing and thinking it's funny, but it's not. It's quite distressing and disabling and horrible. So I went to my mum's yesterday and I was there for 5 hours. 5 hours. My mum kindly ordered me a pizza, a Chinese chicken pizza, and I wanted some chocolate ring donuts. And I also had some fried chicken, bits and bites and pieces. Because I had nothing yesterday, absolutely fuck all. And I had to contend with all that crap and all those dogs barking, and it was getting me down. And I don't like being upset, and I don't like being angry, right? It feels like you're being deprived of money, and deprived of human affection and company, and so that you're a source of entertainment. You start getting angry, you start getting upset, and no one helps, apart from my mum, and they think it's funny. They laugh. For somebody that tries to help others, and you find other people actually finding you a source of amusement, and they think it's funny, it's pretty evil. Right, so I've woken up this morning. I'll go on to my mum's, finish it in another video, and there's a discussion about voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls. In a medium that, reaches out to the spirits, is talking about voodoo dolls. Voodoo dolls are harmful. They're not something that you would use to benefit or to something. It benefits you when you stick pins in a voodoo doll and wish harm on somebody, but a voodoo doll is not something that you do for the good. A voodoo doll can cause considerable amounts of damage and harm to somebody, especially an innocent person, right? And someone is using a voodoo doll to stick pins in the heart area, in the legs and the limbs, and some people even set fire to voodoo dolls and cut them up wishing harm to somebody, right? I don't like voodoo dolls. I've got bad memories of voodoo dolls, right? Because a few years back, me Crystal had black hair, black. And I remember finding a voodoo doll with black hair with pins stuck in it. Right? No one should encourage evil, including witchcraft, doing harm on somebody, and even saying something like, oh, you know, I wish this, I'm gonna do a load of voodoo dolls and wish harm on somebody. Do you think that's a clever thing to say? And to encourage people to use voodoo dolls to do people harm, because I don't think that's acceptable. Especially on a Facebook page, or a page where young people follow it, and they read, oh, voodoo dolls, what are they? Alright, I don't like so-and-so, I'm going to stick voodoo dolls in there, I'm going to make a voodoo doll and stick pins in it. Voodoo is a form of witchcraft, isn't it? I don't like voodoo dolls, I really do hate them. I mean, they can be, you know, it's a comedy thing, but what if we don't know what's on the other side of this world? When we die, we don't know what is out there. We don't know if it's painful when we die, do we? We don't know if it's painful if we die. We don't know. Nobody's come back from the dead to live again. So how do you know it's not painful if we die? How do you know that when you were sticking pins in voodoo dolls, you're actually doing harm to somebody? Actual harm. And encouraging a sort of, what I think, is witchcraft. Which is evil. Instead of wishing evil on your enemies, try and understand them, why they're acting like that. You don't, just because somebody does something to you, you don't go and do the same back to them, or even worse, right? This is where people need to learn their lesson. It was in the Old Testament that it was an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. And in the New Testament, Jesus Christ turns the other cheek. Right? We grow, we live, we learn. If somebody hits you, you don't automatically hit them back. In self-defense, I would quite agree. Right? If you're being attacked and you're fighting for your life, yes, I understand that you need to get yourself out of that situation. But just because somebody does something to you, it's not clever to do it back or do it worse. Sometimes it's more, we should understand why people are being violent, why people are being cruel, and help them. Not wish evil on somebody. And I noticed that underneath this voodoo is Jenny, the name Jenny. Jenny. Now my mum is Jennifer. Shorten that, it's Jenny. My name is Crystal. So anyone wishing harm on a Jenny, Jenny is my mother's name. As it was when I was in Gloucestershire in 2008 when pins were stuck in voodoo dolls. My name is not Jenny. And what has all brought this about is, my mum, when I was round there yesterday, said they're not going to go around and wish Jennifer's head be dunked in water and drowned because Jennifer's a witch. And I said to my mum, please don't say things like that, because when I come back home to Corey's Road, these evil things start happening to me. People start witch hunting me and being horrible to me after she said things like that. She went, don't go, and when people shouldn't sticking Jennifer's head in water like a witch. My name is not Jenny, and it never has been. See you later.